A community-owned food store near Forest Hill Station plans a three-day celebration in April. Located on the border of Jamaica Plain and Roslindale, the Harvest Co-op Market Store is part of an effort going back to the early 1970s. To tell us about the store and the celebration are the General Manager, Wynston Estis, and the Vice President of the Board, Lydia Peabody. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I was with Wynston about the whole idea of having this kind of a three-day event. Was it April 7th through 9th?
April 7th, 8th, and 9th. The idea is to reconnect with the community. We've been in the community for 40 years, but we haven't really had a lot of engagement with the community in the last couple of years in a celebratory manner. We are open 7 days a week for business, and we are owned by our community, but there hasn't been a lot of fanfare, to my notion. And the co-op is it's retooling its whole business model and reapproaching the market. We've really worked hard on our product selection, our product quality, our customer service standards, and our engagement in the actual excitement of selling natural foods to our neighbors. And so this week, actually right now, we are doing something called a reset at the Arboretum store, which is to rearrange the product in a more comfortable flow for our customers, and so that the shopping's intuitive and that one thing flows into another. And also, I believe you said you're familiar with the Arboretum store. There's a little bit of a uniqueness to the layout. It's on a diagonal, and that creates a couple of pinch spots. So we're trying to just ease the flow and make more room, make it more comfortable for the users of that site. We've already done a number of resets, jargony reset term, in the Cambridge store as well. We've retooled what we're doing in the produce aisles when we've just completed that about a week ago. And we reorganized all of the perishables product in that site as well for improved adjacencies and flow from one category to the next. And so the staff is really, they're excited about all the good work they've done, and I'm excited about all the good work they've done, and we just want to make sure that the community knows that we are really making an effort to be deserving of your shopping and deserving of the opportunity to serve you.
Turning Lydia Peabody, there is so much natural and organic food around these days. We think of it as just merchandise, but there's more to it than that in your history. So take us back to the beginning in the 1970s.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to be here on the BU campus because this is where our co-op started, that we were started by a group of people associated with the university who kind of coming out of the ideas of the environmental movement of the 60s and 70s really were looking for better access to organic foods, to natural foods, to whole foods that at that time weren't easily available in the supermarkets and grocery stores around the area. So they joined together and formed a buying group initially that started out quite small, just getting, select products that people wanted, and grew organically from the interest and support of the community to have expanded into a number of different locations, moved off the BU campus pretty quickly. About 4 years later, some people from the BU group collaborated with community activists in Cambridge to start another Cambridge food co-op or another food co-op in Cambridge. Those two operated separately for quite a long time before merging into one organization in the early 90s. So it's been kind of extended history, lots of different locations, but the difference really is that there was that early commitment to the idea of natural foods not just as a sustainable product in themselves, but as a piece of a wider community and environmental movement that really is about creating that positive place to live.
Wynston, any food store has to make enough to pay the bills, but other than that, what makes it different that it's customer owned?
Well, you are community owned. Yeah. And so the basic premise for a consumer cooperative, which is what Harvest is that the consumer places equity of financial investment in the co-op in exchange for a service. So the co-op's part on that arrangement is to provide the natural food services and the food services, deli prepared produce and so forth, and that we provide it in a way that matches the consumer's values that own the store. So sustainability, as Lydia mentioned, local products, providing a marketplace to your local vendors. I think that natural foods co-ops do a much better job of working with small vendors that are learning their craft and developing their business model. we just are friendlier, and we put up with, more rudimentary systems sometimes with like invoicing and certain things. With larger natural foods, you generally have minimum production standards, and you have minimum business standards that sometimes preclude the little guy from developing and becoming a purveyor to the market. And co-ops tend to support and nurture that relationship and develop that in I believe, a much more robust manner. Because we value it. We're local. We value the other local providers. We understand that when you're local, you are more accountable to your neighbor, and you can have that one-to-one relationship, and it's literally a relationship. It's not this jargony partnership in business and certain things. I mean, you can feel the difference with the connectivity of seeing the vendors in the store and seeing that, yeah, that's the vendor right up their way.
Lydia, how would you see how this store has had to adapt? Because you have competition from chains, but you also have competition from other local places too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a significant amount of change even in the time I've been living in this area, was sort of the last 5 years, but over the history, it's just been that continual response to what is the current need and the current interest in the community. That at the moment there is a lot more opportunity for access to natural food. So the question is, why do you support a co-op? And what we're seeing both here and in other places is that a lot of new co-op owners and a lot of new co-op shoppers are there because they want to support local businesses. And the difference between supporting a local community-owned business that then supports other local businesses is really something that people value with their dollars.
This is BNN News. We're talking with Wynston Estis and Lydia Peabody from Harvest Co-op Markets. Wynston, what about this idea of having the celebration? What's the whole purpose around that?
The purpose is definitely to provide value to the customer and to do it and have fun. Have cake. Purpose, that wasn't a real goal, but it was always a given that we were going to have cake. And so we want to really invite everybody to take a look at us again. And we're going to do that by having something every day of the weekend this April 7th, 8th, and 9th. So on the Friday, we'll have cheese and jazz and wine tasting at each site, both in the Cambridge and the Arboretum location. And I believe that's from 4:30 to 6:30. And then Saturday, all day long, in every corner of both stores, we're going to have demos. So we're going to be demoing the new fruits and vegetables that we're carrying in the produce aisle. I believe we start out with fruit salad with a cashew dressing that is amazing, and go into guacamole, and I think coleslaw with fish at the end of the day. But we have throughout that we have. Something from the freezer, something from the packaged groceries, something from the local vendors, and it's very local product focused. So local cheeses, local breads, local hummus, because you can't have a co-op without hummus.
And look, I know this is a great take if you're out toward the Arboretum this time of the year too. Lydia, anything else about the entertainment and everything like that we should know about what to expect in this?
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's the main thing to know. The idea is that we are really excited about where we're going with the stores and all the hard work that the staff have been doing, and are excited to have everyone else come celebrate with us.
We're also launching 2 new customer programs, the Harvest Big Dig, and I know that's a little tender, but the deal is we're digging deep to provide more savings to the harvest owner, and so we're trying to provide more value, and we're also offering a 10% off coupon that can be used once a month by harvest owners and harvest stores for a single purchase every month.
And I know you've got more details on your website, right?
Oh, yes, and that's harvest.coop.
Thank you very much, Wynston Estis and Lydia Peabody.